What's going on, everybody? So we got a cool one today because it's one that I probably wouldn't have been able to hear unless it was at a Can Jam or someone else would have had it, but it's on the Audio Geek Tour. So special shout out to the Audio Geek Tour. We've gotten some bangers from the Audio Geek Tour. And I heard another IEM from this company. In fact, we have a review up of the Estelle & Kern X Visioneers Aura. And Aura is a Hall of Famer. Aura is an amazing IEM. So I was very, very interested in hearing something else from them. And luckily, this was on tour. I was able to get it in. And today, we're going to be listening to the Visioneers EXT Mark II. All right, so the Visioneers EXT MK2 flagship hybrid universal IEM. It retails for $3,399. It is a very unique hybrid model. It's got 6 drivers, 2 dynamic drivers and 4 electrostatic drivers. The base driver is a 9.2 dynamic driver, but the mids are also using a dynamic driver. All right, let's take a closer look at the EXT2. Special thanks to the tour that sent these out. We don't have the whole box because it's a tour unit. So the cool thing about these is that they're very small. Now for some people, I know Make It Wayne had a hard time getting the fit right on this, but for me, it was such a cool, comfortable fitting, very comfortable one. This is the cable that comes with it. Not a bad cable. Haven't had any microphonics issues with it. But pound for pound, it's actually a really good looking IEM. All right, so you know how we do it. The fit and finish part. Again, these are smaller IEMs with a unique shape. And I haven't had any issues with them. They're extremely, extremely light. So I haven't had any issues with fit at all. Just slide it in like this, push it in, and it is a very, very, very comfortable IEM, one you can listen to for hours. The cable is a simple black cable. Haven't had any microphonics issues with it. So pound for pound, very good fit and finish. All right, so how did the EXT version 2 sound? I remember being extremely excited about these when they launched last year. I think it was around Can Jam SoCal. And I was very interested because they're a lot like the Omnium, where they have a very unique driver for the mids. So the Omnium has the planar, and these have a dedicated DD. So that's very unique in the whole scheme of things. And I was excited to hear them because I felt like, man, that could be like something like, maybe not warmish, but rich mids that have just, I don't know, kind of like a retro analog sound, and it did not disappoint whatsoever. So the EXT Mark II has this rich sound to it. It has a very natural sound to it. So when you're talking about the bass needs a hit, it can hit. If it doesn't have to hit. You get the texture, detail in the bass, which is awesome. The mids are like these very rich mids where voices sound great, instruments have body. And the treble is, I would say, safe treble, where it's not in your face, but there's enough sparkle there and everything like that to make it not a dark IEM. And that's what it does best. And essentially, it is one of those ones that nothing sticks out, but is musical enough where you slap it on and you just listen to your music. You enjoy your music. There's a Tom Milsh track that has Yusuf Days playing drums, and it's called Night Rider. And it's like this retro, 70-ish sounding track that you slap these on, it sounds awesome. It's like I'm swept back into my childhood of the 70s and 80s when I was a child listening to my Walkman and just the sound, how everything sounded. And it sounds spectacular. Stuff like Men I Trust, great. Her voice sounds fabulous. The instruments are around you. It's very holographic. There's depth to it. Like, it just sounds awesome. Yusuf Day's albums with the rest of the guys in his band sound spectacular. Even classical, there's a richness in the cellos, the violins, the violas sound spectacular. The rest of the instruments sound good. It's very good at spacing things, and the notes have good weight to them, not overly done, but in a way where they have substance, in a sense. And even if you throw in stuff like Polyphia or Staccato, you're still getting good treble response where the cymbals sound really, really good. So it's just one of those pretty cool all-around IEMs that does everything well and is just very good. I think sometimes too that it's very good to have something kind of neutralish in a sense, because it brings out more. You're able to hear more. You get immersed more. But with the richness also in the tone, it allows it to be musical in a sense where you're not sitting there trying to pick out things. You're just actually sitting there listening to your music. And I think that's what it does the best. So as a Vision Ears EXT Mark II, a buy. If you're looking for a total IEM that you can play your music on, all your music on, and specifically just sit back and listen to your music in a beautiful way, then yes, I think it's an excellent IEM. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask, and I will see you in the next video.